Hi everyone, welcome to the job site. You're here with Randy Jones and I operate Fine Remodeling, an interior remodeling company. In general construction, I am taking opportunities for more than interior remodeling. However, that's how I put myself out there because it sort of explains where we spend most of our time, interior remodeling. And so I just wanted to bring you into a job site to take a look at what we're doing, and I'll take a minute to explain some things while I have some items drying. Right there, you can see that dark spot on the ceiling. So right here, let's see if I can make this out. So this wall did come out to here, and we've taken this portion out to try to open up this condo. So this condo is at the Christiana Landing Towers, River Tower. Yeah, Christiana Landing Drive, however you refer to it. And it's a condo. They're tight sometimes, and we have a good opportunity to make a little bit more space for our customers. And so that's what we're doing. So let me just point a couple of things out right now, and I'll sort of turn around and give you a little detail. So right here, you're looking at a dishwasher, and over here, there were some cabinets. We've taken them out. What we've done is we've taken this island half wall that comes around and wrapped into this wall here. And it was at bar height, so a little bit higher. So here we have a countertop height, and then this was a few inches taller, and there was another set of countertops, which allowed you to sit up a little bit taller, bar stool, if you will. So if you can imagine this, one set of countertops down here at the cabinet height, same as the rest of the kitchen, where you can see the rest of the cabinetry. It's covered up with plastic and whatnot as we generate some dust, and we've got countertops off. But this was a few inches higher, and we've dropped it down. So now what we've got the opportunity to do is take this countertop all the way over and still create a bit of a bar, a breakfast bar, a seating area, but it's all at the same height, so we get a lot more countertop space. They work in congruency with each other, and it will be much nicer. In my taste, it's much nicer than having a separated bar top area, although that works in some situations. But that gives you a general sense of what's happening here. We're making a change to make the home more comfortable. This wall, being much wider, cut out a lot of light in the kitchen. The light comes from back here behind the camera through these beautiful sort of a wall of windows here. It's very nice, looks out right out onto the city. But that wall being a bit wider cut out just enough light, and the countertop being two sets of heights started to squeeze the kitchen in. It's already kind of a small kitchen, and so what do we want to do? And an interior designer set this up. So kudos to Pauline Brittingham, PRB Designs, and we're making it feel much more open. So we took that wall, squeezed it in as much as we could. There's a pipe here coming down the wall, and there's some electric lines that come down through this wall, run into this island, obviously to operate dishwasher, garbage disposal, because this is where the sink is, and a few outlets along the perimeter. And so this is where we ended up with. It's a good place to spend the money in these condos. Again, because they are smaller spaces, they're tighter, and that's the last thing we want to feel. So let's see, what we're looking at now is we've made all the adjustments, all the electrical changes, patched in all the drywall, and now I told you about this dark spot. Let's see, how do I circle this? Dark spot there. We've done 3 coats of spackle to patch everything up, primed everything, and then that gave us an opportunity to look at seeing if there's any adjustments that need to be made. With patching, you definitely want to try to mask that patched area as much as possible. You want it to be flat, but if you can imagine, you've got drywall that comes through at one plane. Well, if you cut a section of drywall out and you put in another piece, you have to finish those seams. And so what that means is you've got to build that up with tape and with some layers of spackle so that everything can be smooth. But what inevitably, it's unless you float the entire ceiling, what you end up with is this. A small hump where that patches. So what you want to try to do is make that hump that might be this dramatized, you want to make it wide. You want to spread it out so that you can't see that big mountain and shadow with the light hitting it just right. So what you can see here is some of those little fine tunes. We're getting ready to, as soon as this dries, we're going to sand it out, prime it, put 2 coats of paint on. We've got some waiting time in between those steps, but that's what we're getting to today. So I just wanted to bring you along, see what we're doing, see how we do things, and let me just take you around and show you sort of some of the setup and equipment that we're looking at. So I'm going to flip you around. All right. So now I've got you flipped around, and I'm just going to show you this little bubble that we're working in. So what you can see here is through this plastic sheet, the living space. And the last thing that we want to do is have dust go all over this this home. So what you can see here is a doorway into this closed off space. I'll try to step over all this stuff in here. It gets very tight, but give you a view of what's happening here. Well, we've got this plastic up, creating a barrier. We've got a magnetic door that we can walk in and out, keeps the site secluded by itself, protected from getting dust all over the place. And so that's how we are set up. We've got some cardboard down on all the finished floors, helps protect those areas. And I'll give you a shot of some of the equipment that we're working with in here. So what you see is the box that I keep my quarter cable drywall sanding wand in, with a vacuum attachment, a very nice wide head. I wonder how wide it is. I don't know, but I'll give you a shot of it. Flip it over here. We'll get the camera up on it. Needs a little help, actually. I need to get a new sponge for it, but that allows me to give let's get it set back up here. Give a nice flat finish, smooth finish, do it quickly, do it with dust extraction. I hook it up to a vacuum here that, as you can see, it's a little bit of a setup, and I'll talk you through it briefly. So I've got a rigid, however many gallons, 10 gallons, 13 gallons, I don't know, some your traditional vacuum, wet dry vac. Inside is a dust bag. We've got the filtration system. We've got a muffler, I don't know what this is called actually. Here helps catch some dust that gets kicked up when the motor kicks on. And it's also got a seal around the perimeter. So I've kind of done a little Tim Allen and souped this up. So what you're seeing here is our filter in the back, our dust bag, and our weather-tight seal. Gives me the most power I can have out of my vacuum. Let me get this damn thing closed. Okay. And then attached to it is an Oneida dust collection system. Basically, the vacuum pulls through this hose and pulls through this hose, which gets connected vacuum. I can connect to the dust sander, the drywall sander. And as the air pulls through here, any particles start to spin in this top section, and as they get heavier and heavier, they fall into this bucket, and the air continues to flow through, and it's very nice. So you can see that here, and we're getting ready to paint. We've got paint, we've got a pile of trash. We've got a lot going on in this little space, a lot of small hand tools, but that's the job. So I'll give you a quick sneak peek here. You can see a lot of spackle. You can see primer. You can see, as we've made some adjustments to the electrical, this is what we're dealing with. And we're going to have this wrapped up. And I just wanted to give you guys a shot of what we're doing here. Oh, a quick point out here. These lights here, I suggested these instead of track lighting to the customer. These were suggested to me. Let me take you over here. So these are LED retrofit gimbal, I guess they would be called gimbal lights. And what I want to point out, I'm going to get the ladder set up here. I'm going to give you guys a shot of how these things operate. And let me turn the light off so it doesn't blind us and we can actually see what's happening. So these were cut in wherever we wanted. And they're very nice. They just clip in with these spring-loaded clips, LED. And the great part about these, why I suggested these instead of track lighting, is they have a very wide rotation. So they're directional. They're LED. That camera's shaking a lot. Well, it's me. And very sleek. We've got a large pendant light that's going to come up over here. Very large light. So I'm excited to show it to you. So thanks for checking out the job site. And as I explain things, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help and happy to give you some answers for your interior remodeling projects. Have a great day.